Hey there, everybody and nobody, because nobody's hanging out right now. We are hanging out in this on a Friday night, just to hanging, because I got nothing better to do. Get things going here. All right. It says we are live. Let's check here. Wrong button. And if you come into the stream and I don't see you right away, post something in the chat, because we're on the restream and it doesn't make the nice big ping when somebody comes in like StreamYard does. It's barely audible. So and it doesn't show up the same way on here. So it just pops up a little blue dot in the corner. There we go. We got one person watching. Well, that's me. Yeah, so we're just gonna hang out for a little while tonight. See if anything gets exciting. If not, then we'll just move on with our evening. We'll start some. If we get anybody in, then we'll start messing with some stuff. But actually, probably just start messing with this. Dragster chassis. All right, we finally got somebody here. We're just hanging out tonight, kind of casual, nothing super exciting going on. I think we want to start with the frame on this thing tonight. So the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Anybody wants to come in, you're more than welcome to. Anybody got anything interesting going on in their lives tonight? We don't have much going on around here. Hey, how we doing? How's your summer going down there in Australia? Hey Timmons, how you doing? We're just gonna work on this dragster chassis, engine and chassis tonight, I do believe. Nothing too exciting. Knocking stuff over here. There we go. This was one of the was this a Mobius? I don't remember anymore. Mobius drag chassis that I need to build the Boss Bird. I got the resin body for that, but I need a chassis to go under it, and it takes this. It uses this Mobius dragster chassis, so that's what we're working on. Got my MiG 21 finished. I'll show that here in a little bit. And I got clear coat on the GTO, so it's just about ready. Probably tomorrow or the next day I'll be able to finish it up. It's kind of a dreary day or evening here, so it's Friday night, so who knows if I'll get it much traction in tonight. But that doesn't matter if we do or not. Just hanging out. Hey Rick, how you doing tonight? So we're just a hanging. So anybody's welcome to come in and shoot the breeze for a while. See, I'm working on this Mobius dragster chassis for my upcoming Boss Bird build. Oh, excuse me. Just painting clear coat. That always makes me sneeze. Getting a clear coat on our GTO. I need a bulkhead. Cool. My next build is after I get the GTO finished, is going to be the Limburg 1/160 scale The Steamboat Robert E. Lee. It's like a 22-inch long, basically 2 foot long. By the time you put the planks on it, it's probably a little over 2 feet long, about 18 inches tall, about a foot, 10 or 12 inches wide. Pretty big model. I built it probably 15 years ago. Used to have it on top of my TV throne, and the cotton thread that I used to do all the rigging with the moisture humidity thing, I guess, the string all shrunk, and it basically tore the thing apart because the tension got so high that the string didn't break, plus the plastic gave, and it pretty much tore it up. I still have it. I'll probably salvage some parts from it for this build, the figures and whatnot that I had on there. Why don't you fit in there? There it goes. Okay. Goes on the back side. No, it's plastic, but the steamship had these long gangplanks that stuck out the front because very few ports in the Mississippi River had actual docks. So these long gangplanks that would they could lower it. They had 2 cranes on the front attached to them, so they could swing those over the side or over the front wherever they needed to reach land. Well, they do make plank kits for the decks and whatnot, but they cost more than the actual kit does. Which I have no idea why that is, but it is that way. Let's wait on this piece because it doesn't really show me which way it's supposed to go. And the directions. So we'll wait and see. See, I could. Here, let me do this. I got it laying here. Yeah, these planks here actually on the picture on the artwork, they've got them fully retracted, but they would be sticking out probably about 4 to 6 inches on the kit model out ahead of the bow. And you had the two masts and cranes. Here's one. Here's the other one. That would boom that up and down, and they could move it in and out and swing it side to side, whatever, on that. And then the main, this forward mast here, backwards, this has got the banner on it, and then the big black stacks were the exhaust stacks for the boiler, and then the smaller stacks back there with the white smoke, which was actually steam, was the exhaust from the engines. And it was a side wheeler, the fastest one on the Mississippi. But yeah, they do make plank sets for that plastic kit, but it costs say it costs more than the kit does. So we will not be getting that. I'll just paint it. I can paint the decks. That's not a big deal. I can make it look like. Yeah, it was probably the most famous riverboat there was. There have been several replicas built of it over the years. Uh, Fortunately, it's not the replicas aren't as big as the original boat was. The riverboats had an average lifespan of anywhere from 5 to 10 years before something happened to them. Either they sank on a snag, or the boilers blew up, or because they didn't have. There was no real safety measures around at that time, so it was not uncommon for the boilers to get clogged with mud and blow up because they didn't have qualified people running operating them, basically. Okay. Part the pump assembly. Where is my pump assembly? Right there. I'm gonna be painting it anyway, so it won't matter. Yeah, let's see. Let me do this real quick. Pictures, 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 pictures. Here are some pictures of the first one, the one I built like in, well, it's been almost 20 years ago now, I guess. It was around 2005, 2007 when I built this one. So that's what it looks like when it's built. All the rigging, he said the cotton string I used for the cotton thread, whatever you want to call it, I used for all the rigging, uh, shrank really bad over time. And it basically peeled this entire upper deck off of it and warped it. They said here's the gang planks that they would extend out, and they could swing them to either side or wherever they needed to get to shore to load and unload the ship or boat. What do you going to call it? Flat. Technically, I guess it's a steamboat, not a steamship, but it's a good size. It would be a fun kit to actually put radio control in it and have it where you could run it around your little small pond or swimming pool. The draft is so low that you couldn't really get it out on any kind of open water, but yeah, that's it. It's say 160 to 1 scales, which is the same as like N scale for a model railroading, so you can get figures and all kinds of good stuff for it. But yeah, we're going to be rebuilding the new one for the Modeling with the Mats legendary group build. You know? Oh, hell. The directions have me put that on backwards. Okay, that's not a big deal. We can fix that. All right, we got a few people here now. So if anybody wants to join into the stream, the link is pinned to the top there. You're more than welcome to join in. Because my conversations tend to go kind of slow when I'm talking to myself. Here, let's do this. We got a few people in right now, so we can go ahead and do this. First off, if you happen to be at a model show that I appear at, which is about half a dozen a year, and I'm there, then and you do a cool model, I now have these that I'm going to be picking out a couple models at each show that I really like, and they're going to be getting my banana chips. It says banana on the front and awesome build. Got King Bob's picture, and on the back it has my King Bob's Model Works and the YouTube logos on the back. So I'll give out a couple of those at each show. As the years go on, they're not very expensive. They're about the same price as a shop card. Now, this. We finished this bad boy up this morning. Move my camera again. For Kenny's channel over there, the Hobby Link International, for the Secret Santa exchange group build thing. This is the Eddard MiG-21. I just need to slide it back. Oh, there we go. I got this one finished this morning. And we built it basically out of box. The only part that's not a kit part was I built the pitot tube up here was really delicate and it messed it up really easy. So I replaced it with some stainless steel syringes. I have a couple different sizes like these. Oh, that one's got stuff stuck to it that you can use to make a new pitot tube part. Yeah, they're kind of like they're actually poker chips, are what they are. They're custom poker chips, and they're the weighted ones. They're not. I didn't get the clay ones I was going to, but I decided to get the weighted plastic ones instead. They were a little cheaper. No, it's ABS plastic, but it's got a metal coin inside of it, so it has weight, I guess, to it, if you want to say. Yeah, we finished this one up this morning. I'll show you the underside. There's not a whole lot going on underneath, kind of like cars. They don't have a whole lot going on the underside. We painted it with the AK Extreme Metals, and we used the aluminum, the dull aluminum, and some duraluminum, and then some jet exhaust for some of the shading. I know the lights are blowing it all out, but it's a couple different colors on it. The video will be up on it probably in a day or so. I just shot it this morning, so it'll take me a day or so to get it edited and put up, and then the members first, the minion get to see it first. So it'll be probably like Sunday. They'll have the video up on that. That's our MiG-21, all finished. Back under here. And I know that I don't have to preach the praises to you guys here, because you guys are aware already. So I'll pull this up and show you anyway. These are, I guess, however you want to say it. There's a little more. The decals for my 1997 Revell Nationals Firebird Funny Car for the Chief Auto Parts. I built the other one earlier or late last year. And these were 1997 decals, so basically they're 30 years old. And of course, they're monogram decals, so that means they were crappy and thick to begin with, and then being that old, they had the glue turns yellow and turns into boogers and whatnot, so they're not good anymore. So I had Terry at STS do me new ones, and these are beautiful. The colors are vibrant and bright, way brighter than the ones that are there. Just super decals, and you can do anything you want decal wise, and they're not expensive. These were $25, which is not high for that kind of work, not at all. So we'll be building that one soon too, because we have of course that Acme this year. The dragsters are one of the categories. If you've never gone to SDS, which I'm sure you have, their website is SDS.com. SDSdecals.com, excuse me. Their SDS Scale Model Decals over on Facebook. And then backwards. I'll try to hold that still long enough. You can peg the QR code there if you need to. And he's also on Instagram, and there's the phone numbers and emails and all that good stuff. Just put in STS Decals in your Google search, and you'll find him. They do a lot. He does lots of really cool stuff. End of the advertisement. And no, he doesn't pay me to do it. But I like to promote the people in our hobby that help make it possible. So that's the car was going to look like when it's done. Okay, the GTO, we just got the clear coat sprayed on it right before we started. So that's kind of a holding pattern for the night. Interior and chassis are already done and ready to go. We just went with the stock PMD rally wheels and tires. Well, I took tires out of my parts box because these old AMT kits, the tires are really terrible looking. They look like they're all off-road tires. They got like tread that looks like it's 6 inches tall. We used the motor out of the AMT Nova that I stole parts from previously, so use the motor out of that. We did use a ProTech distributor on it. I'll take that off. Probably see a little better. Here's our ProTech distributor for that one. We use some athletic tape to do the, come on, camera, you can do it. Use some athletic tape to do my air breathers, the paper part cartridge for the air breathers on them. And then on the bottom, I just did a basic black and gray and some dry brushing with silver just to finish that out. So I'll probably have that done, if not tomorrow when Brian's live, probably by Sunday. So yeah, that's what we got going on over here. Thanks. We tried to do decent work. It's almost busy work for me because I'm stuck home all day, every day, because I got to be around to take care of my mom. I can't really venture out in the world too much, so I'm just stuck here all the time. Okay, heads. All them on here. Nine goes on that side. So far, I'm not too impressed, let me tell you. Okay, no, that makes more sense, I guess. Okay. Directions are definitely not very clear on this. Of course, this kit did go through the hurricane, so I don't have the actual original decal instructions I have. The ones I have are printed. There you go, Bob. Then you put it upside down. Complain about the kit, and then you put the parts together backwards, and it's about not fitting right. Okay. Hey, John. So if you do come into the stream, post in the chat that you're there, because with Restream it doesn't really make a nice big ding when somebody comes in or put their picture up in the corner. It just puts a little blue dot over by the guest tab. So if I don't see it right away, click put something in the chat saying you're there, so I know that I can there to let you in. Because we're going to be on. I'm paid up through StreamYard for another 27 days, but then and that's the end of that. So I'm getting myself over to here and up to speed more on the Restream before I have to use it all the time. So we'll bounce back and forth for the next couple of weeks. Well, I get it all figured out. It's pretty similar to the other one. I'm working on the Mobius dragster chassis for my Arnie Beswick Bossbird dragster that I'm going to be doing. Because I'm waiting for the clear coat on the GTO to dry so I can finish it. I finished the MIG this morning, so it's done. And I want to start on the Steamboat Robert E. Lee, and I'm going to start on the 55 Bel Air for the basic build series. That Norm and Ed are kind of hosting. Then I'll probably find something to build for, not something else to build for the 65 group build. Other than that, it's just a drap deer day, and I'm stuck here in the house, so here we are. Okay, do they put extra holes in there for using different parts? Would be my guess. Yeah, that's got to be it. Okay. And Don sent me some pictures of a drag buggy that he was working on earlier. Looking really good. Fuel pump. Hey, Boston, how you doing tonight? All right, thanks, Boston. Actually, it's finished. I showed it a little while ago. Here, I'll show it to you again. I finished it this morning. It turned out really nice. I think the kit was over-engineered for what it needed to be, but that's me. But I'm real happy with the way it turned out. We used the AK Extreme Metals aluminum on it, and I did a patina pattern on it. I don't know if the lights will kind of wash it out probably, so it looks. You can see that striping pattern on it, like different panels, and then there's different panels that are slightly different colors, and yeah, I'm real happy with the way it turned out. There, it showed pretty good right there. Yeah, I'm real happy with the way that turned out. Had to replace the pitot tube with some stainless steel syringe. Other than that, it just straight out of the box. Uh, so the video, I shot it today, so I'll edit it probably tomorrow, and it'll probably go up either tomorrow night or Sunday for you guys. I've got the Eurofighter Typhoon. I've got the big 148 scale Revell one, and I've got the Battle Britain decals for it that I've been meaning to do. That one, no, it's got gear down. It'll just sit on the table. When I do them gear up, I usually put them on a brass rod, or I've got some of those Airfix stands too, but I use those mostly for the 1/72 scale ones. And then I'll put them on, or acrylic. I do have the acrylic rods I put on some of them. If I was doing, since I did that one gear down, then I'm not going to. It's just going to sit on the table. I like the F4 Phantom. I use the acrylic rods for that because it's in flight. Hey Ted, how are you doing tonight? Nick 4. Hold on here. Yes. Oh, hey Marcy. Didn't see you sneak in there. Hey Kevin, how you doing? I heard it that time. Just barely pings. 1 second. There's Don.
Good evening, everybody. What's everybody? What you working on now, Bob?
A Mobius dragster chassis. Because I'm gonna do the Arnie Bestwick's Boss Bird funny car.
Oh yeah.
I got the body and the Mobius. That Mobius chassis is what they recommended for it. So
Right.
and I got to get Terry to make decals for it because nobody makes decals. So, but I'm in between stuff. I got the MIG finished this morning, and I got just put clear coat on the GTO, so I can't do anything with it. So I figured I'd start plugging on this chassis and at least get the chassis built, maybe, or the engine built tonight.
Cool deal. Well, I sent you the pictures. You know what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I guess I need to just sell all these model car kits. That's all I'm gonna seem to do is print. I got
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
bench I need to wrap up. What's happening, Mark?
The you got rid of about 50 channels, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do. I got to do the same thing. I can't keep up with all of them. There's the little Doom Buggy body.
Yeah, get you blowed up here.
I just hung the mirrors. They're not even glued on. They just pin in nicely. Same thing with the fake gas cap that goes up front. There's the windshield frame. That's the second print. That came out really nice. But
You could do speed buggy.
Yeah, that's what we're going. I think I'm gonna call it the Speed Buggy 2.0. I mean, funny car cage in the inside the cage, fits in the car in the body nicely. There's the basic tube chassis that goes under it. You can see here it's got the Volkswagen style trailing arms for the back. And it fits together so well. I mean, it's just. I'd put this up against several model car kits. I mean, it fits. I've just kind of hand stuck stuff together, and like, there's most of the motor. Single turbo. It's got a side draft Weber to go on it with a separate air filter. It's got the alternator, oil fill area. It's got a separate distributor. I mean, this is a nice piece. Well, we'll put the wing on it because I like it. The wing looks cool. I was going to chop up one of the Meyer Minks or Meyer Manx Doom buggies, and I found this file, and the file was cheaper than the kit. There it is with the wing.
Cool.
And I mean, I haven't, other than washing and curing, I have not done anything else to it. I printed two. I'm probably going to change wheels and tires. I'm not a real fan of the tire wheels that come with it. Just a taste thing. And I've got multiple wheel styles I can use. So, but yeah, that was. I mean, it's got a separate shifter, a separate park brake handle, dash, steering column, steering wheel, a little tack with the shift light. I mean, this thing's crazy. Got an IRS type transaxle in the back. It's print separate axles to go in. There's the seat. I can see borrowing this seat for some other things.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that thing is nice. I mean, it's styled after a Kirky racing bucket. And up until I printed this one, the Kirky buckets that come out of that 90 model Mustang Fox body drag car were really nice till I got these. And these blow that seat out of the water. I mean, it's got disc brakes, a separate coil that's got a mounting tab on the fan shroud. The fan shroud and the engine tins are one piece. That's this piece right here. Pretty accurate looking little dual port motor. Turbo's kind of small, but I mean, how much, this thing isn't, a monster. It's just a turbocharged 4-cylinder. It'd be a fun little ride, though. And for some reason, my chat quit over here.
All right, Ted.
Let's try this. Well, I was able to post in it. But I printed the body in, well, about half and half. Half of it was printed on the 12K. The lower undercar stuff was printed on the 8K. And really, both printers work so well, you can't hardly tell the difference between the two, not on stuff like this. I did a little experiment about a week ago. I slowed down the 8K and printed a set of wheels and tires. It took 5 hours, but man, they come out nice. And that's the thing, it's just, I'm back and forth about slowing that printer down and running it that way because it does take so long, but at the same time, what am I in a hurry for?
Yeah. What's the sense in having a 8K or 12K printer if you're going to run it at high speed if you're not going to have the tall build lines anyway?
Yeah. Let's see. The wheels and tires I printed. Where are they? Like I said, these are printed on the 8K. I just slowed it down, which it doubled the print time. Most wheels and tires, 2 sets, take roughly at the standard settings or default settings, it takes 2.5 hours print 2 sets of wheels and tires. Now these, I've not sanded, polished, nothing. They came off the printer. I went through the wash cycle, rinse, got them off the supports and cured them. And they got a shine to them.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a couple little nibs on it, from the supports. That's the rear. And here's the front. And sticks off. And I normally, these are Z-Force files for these wheels. I love his files. Generally what I do is I take, when I get it in the slicer program, I scale the wheels down a half a percent for paint clearance and so on. But I mean, it got a shine to it.
Yeah, I had a problem with one set of wheels I got were that way. Once they were printed, the tolerances were so tight you couldn't.
Yeah. And I learned that the hard way. I printed everything direct from the file, and I was like, man, I don't mind sanding doing body work, but I'm not sanding something around that long to make it fit. A lot of work.
On those wheels, I ended up I found a set of rubber tires that I had in my stash that would fit on
Kind
those
of
wheels, and I just
stretch over.
yeah, and so I just used those instead of the tires that came in the
Mm-hmm.
front.
Looks like it's dune buggy. I'm gonna look through my files, but I've got the Weld Ventees drag wheels. That's what's probably going to go on it. And I'll probably trade out the disc brakes, um, print the TDM disc brakes I've got, little daisy shaped ones. That'll probably about the only thing I change. Back and forth about color. I kind of keep seeing it in pink and black. It
Hey, Mike, how you doing tonight?
well, I got the chat on my phone and it is not keeping up at all.
Leon's in there. I saw him early this morning. We were up when I was on one of the UK streams.
Cool. Well, it seems how that ain't working. I'll just jump out of there in a sense of burning that thing up and nothing happening. And it's not one thing. I've got to back away from the printer and get over here at the bench. I got so much stuff piled up over here I'd like to actually build. I'm printing some replacement parts for that Franken Rosie right now. And a couple arms fail.
Oh, you were at work. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't sleep last night, so Little History had his live stream on from the UK, so I was on there till about 6 o'clock this morning. Or 5 o'clock this morning, where it was when he shut down. Down, upside down. Sure did. Okay. Part number 68. Right there.
Text message.
Yeah, Black Box that does this buggy, this drag buggy, he's also got it in the street version. Whereas I thought about adding headlights to this one, headlights and taillights.
So I think it would be cool to have it as build it up as Speed Buggy from the cartoon and
I was thinking that loud.
googly eyes in the headlights and the
Yeah.
antenna with the little raccoon tail on it. I think it was like green and orange was the color on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up and get some get some reference, I guess you could say. The rears are a little wide, but I don't know if that wouldn't look on another one, but
I'll take it back. He was orange.
yeah, it's kind of orangish color from what I remember.
I was thinking he was green with the driver guy. He wore green. That's where I was getting the green from. The mechanic driver guy.
I sent the same pictures I sent you. I sent to Tony Lancer, and his reply was a GIF with a Speed Buggy. Call it Speed Buggy 2.0. That'd work.
There you go. Share screen.
For the Rat Rod and Custom guys, how about a Terraplane grill shell?
Cool.
I got another one, different type of radiator grill shell for the Rat Rod scene. But that's me. Play, play, play. Now you get to build, build, build.
Okay, cancel that. That's not done. A different picture. It's the same place. There we go.
Yeah, I posted a couple of Facebook groups. See what everybody thinks. Oh, okay, that's how that works. Let's see what else we can do here.
Yeah, it was two-tone orange or darker orange on the underside, underneath the bottom part, and
Cool.
bright orange on top, and yellow wheels and yellow. Trying to get a picture to boot up so I can.
I don't know about no yellow wheels. We might have to deviate from that a little. Of course, I don't know. I'm gonna get the street buggy file next. And the crazy thing is that file. I mean, that dune buggy file. You see all the parts. The file would have been $16. And it might have used another, let's say, $10 worth of resin. So we look at $26. I mean, what's the average model kit now? About 35.
Yeah.
So for $26, and think about it, the next one ain't gonna cost me but $10 because I done got the file. Instead of having to buy another model kit, going, hunting the model kit down and then paying, like I said, another 35 or whatever. If you order it, then you got shipping on top of that. Now, I'm not saying 3D printing is going to replace manufacturers, but it's definitely going to give us the stuff that, the little big three won't give us.
Yeah.
That's like coach builders on Colts. 491 files, I think, the last time I looked. And I mean, this stuff the manufacturers should have paid attention and produced, but neither here nor there. I mean, he's got a file for a 1990 Dodge Power Wagon. Same year, Ram Charger. I got a good friend. When I showed him that, he bruised his chin. And when I opened up, and showed him the pictures of it all, I thought we was going to get him a bib. $3D printing's definitely ushered in a whole new level for us.
Yeah, I think the next big step will be when the manufacturers like Revell figure out a way that they could sell you a file that you can only print once or twice.
That right there. I could see them doing, making, where we purchase a file from them, but that right there, limiting you to being able to only print 2 or 3 or whatever. That's the part I don't dig.
Well, and they'll quit making kits. They'll just sell prints, files, but then they'll have to get it where they can control so that you kids can't buy. I can't buy the file and start pumping out hundreds of kits.
Right. And I'll say one thing. To do hundreds, you're going to have several printers.
Oh, I know. I'm just making these a number. But
I mean, I know what you're saying. That's the thing. Like Iceman, he was on the AMC show here a while back. And what he say, he's running 7 or 8 printers at one time.
So I take an example that Revell just repopped that 12 scale Camaro. $40 is what they're selling it for.
Right.
If they sell the files, to build 3D print files for the whole thing, I mean, you have to have a monster printer to do it, I guess, but just as an example, for $20, but then, and the file would only work for 2 printings, then it would shut down, lock down. So if you wanted to have more, you'd have to buy it again. So that I couldn't go into the black market business of selling kits.
Exactly.
I think once they get that figured out, then we'll start seeing fewer and fewer actual physical kits. And you'll just buy files and print. But we're a ways away from that. They have, and I don't think they have that figured out yet.
Yeah. I think that's a little bit past my lifespan. Oh, damn, I think it's raining here again. It has been a yucky looking day all day, rain on and off.
Yeah, it's been kind of foggy and dreary here all day long.
Like my granddad always said about days like this, it's only good for two things: reading and breeding. I got to add a third. It's good for model building. There ain't nothing on TV I really want to sit and binge watch anymore. Of course, now I guess I
I
want
need
to
to
look
work
at.
on my car, but I'm waiting for kind of a warmer day because I don't want to stand out there in the cold and work on it.
Yeah, I hear you. And both our garages are full of broke down stuff. The red truck's sitting here in my garage up on stands, and the front core support's nearly cut out of it because we're putting a bigger radiator in. The shock brackets are currently cut off the rear end housing because we got to change those. Uh, a couple other changes we're making. Then Dad's garage has got two motorcycle lifts with a motorcycle on each one of them and a zero turn parked behind that. Not to mention his lathe and toolbox. And that 25 by 25 shrunk real fast.
Yeah, my battery is not holding the charge, and I don't know if it's the alternator going bad or the belt is worn, or I just gotta get in there and figure it out. So I just bought the battery a couple months ago, so
Oh,
it shouldn't be bad. If it is bad, I can take it back and get another one. That would be the easiest. Get the tester on it. Find out battery's bad. That would be my easiest solution because I just take it back and get another one because it's got the 5-year warranty on it. But that's too easy. I'm afraid.
yeah, you're like me. Oh, it can't be the cheap, easy way. I was like, I got a subtle power steering fluid leak on mine. Um, and I actually thought it was a hose, which was a pain in the butt to change, but I got it changed. And I've come to find out it's not that. The steering rack's leaking. So that's $250.
So right now, every night when I get home, go anywhere, I put it back on the charger, and then I carry one of those little jump packs around with me just in case. Those are amazing little things. The little jump.
Yes. I remember a long time ago, before they were around, man, that'd been handy to have.
It's like the size of a VHS tape, and it'll start that car. I can hook it on there and probably do it 10 times from a full charge on it. Start the battery from flat dead. And it charges up over USB, and you can charge it up. It takes about an hour once you get. So if I got somewhere, I could always, and it was low, I could plug it in somewhere for like an hour.
I spent so many years working on cars for a living. Mine is about to fall apart. I just don't feel like going out there and working on it. Even the hot rod, I look at it going, I'm going there and build a model. I don't mash fingers and get all dirty. So I have to crawl around on the floor underneath it.
Yeah, Mobius has a 65 Dodge altered wheelbase kit out.
Oh yes.
Cool.
That's on my 2025 wish list. What's surprising, my wish list for this year is rather short. And when I say wish list, there's kits I want and most likely going to buy. There are some I like to have, but I'm probably not going to purchase. I got too many in here as it is. I'm about done eating. I'll get back on camera here in a minute.
Cool.
Got to feed the
All right.
gullet. Every time I swallow, my stomach was calling my throat a liar.
Right, I'm looking for a better set of instructions for this Polar Lights drag chassis because the ones I have are not very good. There's instructions. Why would you put a starter on a funny car?
I ain't known a funny car, flopper funny car to have a starter. Not on it.
Yeah, you would use the detachable one you hook on the front of the blower.
Yep. You roll it out there. You have a battery and everything on
A cart. Yeah,
yeah.
that's because this one has a magneto. Yeah, we wouldn't need a starter on it. Well, we're not putting a starter on it.
Which
It's a supercharger, Polar Light supercharger, funny car.
I don't have instructions on that one. Dang.
I looked them up. I've got them here on the.
Oh, did you?
I've got the same ones that were printed, but they printed goofy. You can't read half the stuff, and then the pictures on this thing are horrible. Their directions are worse than dragons kits. One for the fact of kind of knowing how a Hemi engine goes together. You'd never be able to figure it out from the instructions. Unfortunately, this car is going to my brother, so I don't have to worry too much about it being perfect, and I'm not going to add any extra detail to it. I'll be able to stop. By the instructions, if you didn't know how a Hemi was supposed to look when it was done, you would have one hell of a time building this.
Oh man.
So I found 2 part numbers that were wrong.
Ooh.
One part shown in the picture, they got it on there backwards. The front engine mount, if you put it on the way they showed in the instructions, you can't hook the front water pump assembly to it.
Oh, that was nice of them.
Okay. Yeah, we're not putting a starter on it because this car would not have a starter.
Excuse me. Dessert.
Right. Steam lines on this thing are horrible too.
Really?
Yeah. Fortunately, I got this thing really cheap, so I can't complain too much. The kit went through the hurricane, so the box and instructions and the decals were all toast.
Ooh.
But all I need was the plastic parts for the chassis anyway, and then the body. Once I figure out what parts I don't need anymore, I'm gonna just probably give away or sell what's left of the body. So you like doing slot cars? I'll send it to you. That'd be a good slot car body, probably.
Yeah, there's a few guys play with those. That's. Ooh, yeah, it's dropped down to 48 degrees and rain. I hope this clears up by morning. I'm going to Birmingham for my club meeting. Yep, the supercharger.
Yep, I'll send when I get done with whatever parts are left over. I'll send them to you.
Cool.
Be using the chassis, all the chassis parts for whatever's left after that, glass and body parts. You're more than welcome to. I'll send them down to you.
Well, thank you very much, sir. You know what's funny? Yesterday we got up to 68 degrees here yesterday. A week ago we were 30 degrees.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 60 here today on Sunday. And then we're going to be back down in the wintertime next week.
Well, next week's supposed to be like spring. They're talking, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. The high is going to be 77. I'm like, damn. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not really complaining. I prefer that kind of temperature. But
It's probably Sunday's probably going to work up when I work on my car when I don't have to worry about freezing my hands off or trying to work with gloves on.
yeah, I know what I meant to do today.
In case I got to tear the whole side of that engine apart to put a new alternator on it or change the belt.
What kind of
They
car is
won't
it?
make it easy.
What kind of car?
PT Cruiser.
Oh, yeah,
Same
good luck.
same engine as the Neon.
Yeah, I scrapped two of them year before last.
I like them. I've had real good luck with them.
They give good service. Now, my dad bought my aunt one. His sister. It's been 15 years ago now, I guess. Um, she needed a new ride, and she always liked them old PT Cruisers. So he found a nice one. It's that cream color with the wood grain on it.
Uh-huh.
Good looking little car.
Well, I got boatloads of room inside of them. You can actually, 4 adults can ride in it comfortably.
Yeah.
If you take out the back seats, you could load that sucker down with as much as you can put in the bed of a pickup truck up to level with the top of the bed.
Oh, I considered one for doing the model show thing. Like I said, it's roomy. They don't. They get decent mileage.
Yeah, we need to strip those parts. Those parts need to be stripped. Getting me a little ALA awesome.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, when I get done using it for stripping parts, I take it in and dump it in my toilet and slosh it around with the toilet brush and cleans up that toilet as pretty as can be.
Yep. Yeah, there's always a couple of gallons of this stuff around here all the time.
Yeah, I get the little half-gallon one because it's a convenient size for me.
Yeah. Well, I put my wash station holds like 75 milliliters of water. So I put it up to about 7 and top it off with LA Awesome when I wash these 3D prints. And so far, it's worked quite well.
I'm sorry, guys. I had my chat turned off because I was doing the other one. Let me go back to chat and see what you guys have been saying. I apologize.
Yeah, I need to change things where I can watch the chat because I can't get it on my
And
phone.
that's going on. Marcy said she has her 3 printers are still boxed up. Just playing with the bamboo.
Well, what's the hold up?
She just moved.
Need to bust
JB,
them
how
out and
you
get to
doing?
work.
If any guys want, the link is pinned in the top of the chat, so you can hop right in. We'll probably be on for another half hour, 45 minutes. So we got the engine there. We got parts soaking.
No, Kevin, my tinfoil hat bit the dust. I ain't made another one. Marcy, how you coming on that 37? What in the world? See, it's going to take some getting used to with the chat over here. Tried to scroll to the bottom and it just keeps scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And then you go a little more.
$58. Mine has not been under $300 in 10 years. Of course, I do live in a 150-year-old 3-story farmhouse too, so that. Hey, Edward. Skip those two. Just frame together.
Wow, what this is different than StreamYard for sure.
Yeah, it's similar, but there are some differences.
I mean, I can see the chat, I can read it, but it's way behind. The last post mine's showing was at 18:53:45. That was when you posted a link to come in. I'm trying to learn some of this stuff so I can eventually do a live myself. I got an idea. If I ever hit the 2,000 sub mark, I got an idea to do a live celebration.
Cool. It's not hard. It's just I'm getting used to the reused to a different one. It's similar, but not quite.
Yeah.
And I'm only paid for another couple of weeks on StreamYard, so I figured I better get used to using this one.
I heard StreamYard was going up price wise.
They doubled.
Oh, damn.
They went from, for the package I was using, they went from $230 a year to $430.
Good grief.
Just boom, boom. Where the Restream, it's 190 for basically exactly the same thing.
Huh.
Kind of the same number of people in it and basically everything. The only big difference is it doesn't. I have to pay more if I want to broadcast live streams in 1080p instead of 720, but YouTube only supports 720 anyway, so it would allow the people in the stream like me and you to see the pictures at 1080p, but nobody watching would see it at 1080p, so it's not worth the extra money.
Yeah.
And if I use it as like pre-record or something, then I can do it in 1080p anyway. If I'm not broadcasting it out.
Yeah.
Using it just like an OSB type deal.
Yeah. I'm still learning all this computer stuff. It kind of kicks my butt. Let's see if that worked. Hey, it worked. Cool. New avatar.
Yay.
That avatar is I think that's a slot car. I took the 97, 9567 Ford Ranger and made an extended cab out of it. Hmm. And then I got the other laptop over here. I'm laying out. Um, Moss Rods did a file for 32 Ford wire wheels to fit the Revell 29 Roadster 30A model coupe. You use the kit tires. He just you print the wheels, and he's got two different style of hubcap to go with it. Center cap.
Uh huh.
So I'm gonna lay them. I'm gonna lay out some because I'd like to do more of a vintage build out of one of them. I've got his. I now have his 32 wire wheels, but I've also got his louvered deck lid he does for the Revell A models. And I'm looking forward to printing that deck lid on this 12 cage just to see if I can get it a little slicker. And word is Dan got it. Word is Dan had got it started another channel.
Did he get that? Just break down and start a new one?
Yeah, it's the 60s rules now.
Let's see if I can. Let me see if I can look it up.
Yeah, I need to. I talked to him the other day.
I'll link it.
I talked to him the other day on the phone, and man, what YouTube done to him just ain't right. And they're dragging their feet about his little appeal he had to file, which is again ridiculous. Multiple violations for misleading content and stuff like that. I'm like, who? What? Been watching Dan for many years. Ain't nothing misleading about his. Oh my goodness. That 3 hour print's about done. Woohoo. Now if it printed, that'll be the next thing.
The 60s Rule channel. I think, no. Channel news, 60s Rule channel. Okay, let's try and paste and search. There it is.
Did you find it?
Yes, I did. And
Good
I
deal.
selected it and turn on notifications, and let me copy it and go here and paste it. There you go, guys. There's Dan's new channel. If you want to head over and give him a sub.
Yeah, y'all get over and show him some love. Man deserves it.
It's live. See, think I can put that. Yeah, that's a what you call it? One of those little scrolls. Ticker. There we go. There we go. Boston, he was here a while ago. He may have gone to do something else, but he was here earlier. Okay, so I put the link in the chat, and then I also have it scrolling at the bottom of your screen, guys, so you can go. Go give him a sub. Get him back up to running.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he lost all of his videos because he didn't have them backed up. But at least we can see his content.
I used to save them, but I'm up at like 700 videos now, so I just can't keep saving them. So I had to do hard cuts. So if they're gone, they're gone. But I keep them for about 6 months in case there's an issue, and then after that, I get rid of them on my hard drive. Cause I ain't got enough space.
That's not. I'm not. I'm not out of space yet, but I see that day possibly coming. As if I can get off my butt.
I've got the little flashcards. I probably got half a dozen of those with pictures that I could fill a whole hard drive just with pictures from all the year over the years. Yeah, you guys do any videos? Kind of include him in your videos there for a little bit to.
Damn, that rain coming down out there right now. This place got a tin roof. I can really hear it. Be right back. Mother Nature's ringing.
Okay. So right around here. Four. This way. Makes no sense. 5.
Good grief.
I'm back.
Okay.
I had to stop at the printer. It was done. Laying these wheels out. This ain't gonna take no time. Hell, it's showing an estimated 37 minutes. They're gonna print fast, which is good. I don't need to be up too late tonight. Like I said, I'm going to Birmingham tomorrow. I got a little cheddar to take to spend at the hobby shop. Which is basically paint and glue money. I'll fix to try out some of these Tamiya lacquers through the airbrush.
Yeah, I almost bought a new airbrush the other day and didn't do it. Talked myself
Well,
out.
I got a new gallery in my Amazon cart, but then after watching Mike and Jason's show last night, um, they had Chris Bell on there from Scale Speed Garage.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of 3D printing stuff. Actually, I think I'm going to join that. Take my airbrush money and join there and join that instead. Like I need any more files, but it's like a model car kit. Just gotta. He's also got tutorials on there and stuff like that. And there's some things I still need help with on this printer. I am nowhere close to being where I want to be with it. I mean, I got a few things figured out, but there's a lot more I'd like to be able to do. One of the things I'd like to learn how to create my own files.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot available out there, which is great, but there's a few things I'd like to have that nobody's paid attention to. Well, like it. So you're needing a wing and a spoiler.
Yeah, for 70 GTO.
Yeah,
70 for 72. And it's like Reliable Resin does one in casting, but he just had back and neck surgery, so he's out of commission for 6 months.
yeah.
But Hit's the only game in town. Um, from what I've read and looked at, the one from the 69 Hurst Olds is basically the same wing. It's close enough for government work.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to use. I found a rebuilder kit on eBay with one of those in it, so I'm going to
Good deal.
use that. I'd like to build more than one, so I don't want to have to buy a whole car kit every time I want one piece, two pieces.
Right.
That fox spoiler I can make because that's just a air dam. That's not a.
Well, it's just it. If there was a file created of it, I mean,
Yeah, you can
it would alleviate a lot of things. I mean, like if I had to file and you were going to build another one, you could just ring me up and say, "Hey, Don, I need one of them air wings."
What I usually do for a part like that is if I find it, then I'll buy the file and send it to somebody, and like here, print it for me, and you can keep the file.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever need another one, you just hit me up with another one.
Well, that's kind of the deal with these two printers here. There's 6 of us involved in it. I'm the mule that does it. Does the labor part. And so far, they're just happier than a puppy with 2 peckers with what they've gotten. So, must be doing something right.
And my brother bought a printer. He's had FDM printers for years. He just bought a resin printer. And so if I find something that I can have him print too for me, but
Yeah.
he doesn't like using it because he says it smells too bad. That's why I want to tell him about the stuff, the water print, the water resin.
Well, it's my dad and I were talking about that just a little while ago. He said when you first walk in your shop, this room isn't 16-foot square. He said, when you first walk in, you can get you can smell a little bit. But you get used to it real fast. He says, like minutes later. Well, 37 minutes and 20 seconds. I like that. I don't like the way that acted.
These are about the worst instructions I ever seen. In step 2, they have you putting the ladder bars on the back. Then they show in step 3 having those parts off of the chassis so that you could put the differential in.
Oh, that was, yeah. Sounds like a female wrote those.
And the picture from the frame front half to the back half is opposite of what it should be. I'm guessing, anyway, from looking at some of the other pictures. I'm just hoping. They drew the front half part of the chassis backwards. Or the back half, actually. But they show. Anyway. The instructions show this rear end half of the chassis going down, not up, on the instructions, but that's the only way it could work. Is this way. So this is the way we're building it.
Oh, it sounds like the instructions got reversed, like a negative.
Well, they're showing it. Okay, yeah, see the pictures. The directions are terrible, and it's got parts missing. See how it shows the frame going down.
Oh,
up.
yeah. They got the drawing backwards.
So I'm just. That's the only way I can see it working is the way I got it now. So.
Yeah, the way you got it put together, that's how it goes together. You got a rear kick up, and technically you got a front kick up.
Okay, looks like.
Oh, Blue Streak told me I put the big block in that buggy. I believe I just one I build's gonna be a little VW motor.
I'm gonna go ahead and shut us down for tonight.
All right, brother.
'Cause I'm getting frustrated with this, and bad things will happen if I keep messing with it
I can relate.
without taking a fresh look at it, printing up new instruction sheets, see if I can find you something better. So I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow night on Brian's live stream.
Y'all take care.
All right,
Thank you,
everybody.
Bob.